Oh, yeah, I just can't. I can't. Oh, because when I watched the Kringle stream, he said, "How come everyone who's infatuated with the game Peanut Spaghetti is the one who haven't played the game?" I just can't. It's the funniest shit ever. It's the funniest shit ever. You understand? Then guys over there, the hell are funny. Oh, I can really feel people not understanding the joke. Ooh, boom. Haters gonna hate because you haven't played the game. Ooh, Venus spaghetti. Oh my god. I just couldn't keep that one for myself. I had to tell it out loud. Funny, some of the funniest shit I've ever heard. Damn, man. Nah, over there they ain't playing, huh? In a community that's fan of Jesus just slinging a gun and a sword. Remember the first Madness Combat? Just yeah, just taking like taking 20 guys out with the hand and go, and then taking a hand grenade, click, over on the dead body. So then Jesus appearing. Hey, 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 that's not cool. My, oh my, I just want you to, I just want to live my life. I want to sacrifice. My, oh my, that life, make it right. Oh my, right.
Too much. Talk a lot of shit, give lick too much. Exposure, showing how I live too much. Hard on my sleeve, think I give too much. Outlaw, shooting from the hip too much. Wild boy, never shucking down for money. High boy, meet me in the clouds. Crowd roll, marksman, thousands rumble. About 4 face back since I humble. If the world was mine, I would watch it crumble. Toxic mind, I get in lots of trouble. Bartender, please give me double. Sin on the rock, I sin a lot, but that's okay. It's been all facts. I swear, I got more facts. I'm just trying to catch the vibe. I'm just trying to live my life. All we know is sacrifice.
Oh my,
I'm just trying to catch the vibe. I just wanna make it right.
make it right. Oh my. Man, epic fair. Mm, 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 mm.
Rock and roll music changed the world. Coming from clubs in New Orleans, from beaches in California, and from street corners in Philadelphia and Detroit and Brooklyn and the Bronx and Manhattan and all the tri-state area. Rock and roll is synonymous with love and happiness, with peace and freedom, with
Whoa.
joy
You see that?
and R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Damn right. What they told you about me? They said that I'm bored. Man, that's just man. That's just true. I'm not bored at all. No. Tell them that's not cool. That oh, see my godlike combos here. Combo. Hmm. What I really want to do is awesome. Okay. Bam. It's divine intuition. Tell them I'm not bored. Oh, finally, some free life. Hey, that's so not cool. Yeah, this. Thank you. Oops. I Supersonic lollipop. What the fuck? I wouldn't eat that. Don't eat supersonic lollipops. Don't need anything chemical either. 1023 on the phone. Use for what? No, I'm not gonna. Thank you. Does that just skip levels? Every day. Won't tell me what is real. Check my community post, by the way. You want some of the fucking truth? I'm one of the chosen ones. I only feel in truth. I don't really lie. You can see what I've written. This is some fucking shit, I'm telling you. And that's just the fucking easiest way to tell all that shit. The fastest way to tell all that shit, what I'm gonna say, it's like a fragment of the truth, but it holds basically some of the whole story, but it's not the whole story at all. Just as much as I could tell you. I wasn't even able to post it all in one. And I couldn't even write it in a comment. What did it say? It said something like, as I tried to put it into a comment on my own video, it says the comment holds an invalid argument. Like, what, fam? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, invalid argument? What do they even mean by that? Is it censorship? I'm telling you, these people, they're being fucking power, and they're doing that to people. It's not even, man, I'm guiding you right now to intuitively to let yourself know this intuitively as you read it. I'm guiding you to do that. Very guide you to do that because I really see myself as the piece of truth in this situation. I didn't deserve it. I didn't choose it, but I have to tell the truth, because this is some shit out there, and I'm not even exaggerating. It's really what's happening. I'm stuck in a mental asylum right now because of it. Because trying to, they didn't even believe there was a girl. But you know why? You know why? It's because this fucking country is corrupt. Okay, the most corrupt country in the world was my country. True. And if I weren't telling the truth, how come I have divine intuition like this? See, I'm just proud for these levels here. You should check it out, man. It's like there's two posts describing it, but it was only to describe those pair of pants that I have on right now. They're newly watched show out there, and I've been clear about it in my mind so long. It's not just one day going through it. It's like all the months I'm talking about, 9 months I'm gone through this. Heck, there's even people that go through the same shit for longer. I hear. It's people stuck in a mental accident for trying to save them. And even take me back today. I even wrote the whole. I only sent her the whole thing, but it's some bullshit out there. I'm telling you, be careful out there. There's legit a guy. I think I'm not sure about this, but how it is with the. I think people that respawn. they respawn, indicating that it's a simulation, right? And I've heard about this that it should be a simulation about the past, and there's a deeper connection to what I know in all this, but it will come out someday. But what really is um, how am I gonna say it? It's like either there is a simulation, right, and we respawn because either there's some kind of quantum physics in the machine we're in. Um, otherwise, the guy has an Egyptian curse, and he keeps fucking killing. Whenever he kills a person, they are cursed, so they can't die. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I'm telling you. I don't even need downloads. I can just speak from experience. That's fucked up. But they legitimately fooled my whole community. I don't get downloads the same way. I'm able to communicate with the fucking readers directly. I don't know how. It's like because it is a simulation, you know? Because it is a simulation, and then the joke people made about, oh, we're using your brain, they make more sense now. You know what I'm saying? Then they suddenly make sense, these jokes. You know what I mean? That using my brain, that means many of the people they are AI, of meat and flesh AI. You should hear the speech I made 2 days ago. I made a fucking speech that they will not just forget that. I'm a truth teller. Sometimes when I had enough, I let it all out, and great. At, I'm great at saying shit to people so they feel guilty. You know, great at that. So I'm just told all the guys if they were that if they're really able to make if he's really able to in general, if they're really able to make them forget, they should be AIs. They should be up to date. You know what I mean? They should be. First and foremost, if it's my brain they're using, and we just have people. There's two things in the next thing I say. If it's just my brain they're using, and we have people coming in a way and supporting me are the ones who are. If there's multiple people here, then there's a keyword to it. I call it where there's a word I call the crystal holder. The crystal holder is the one that a field picks up. The rest that's in the simulation will die with it. You know. But fuck the crystal holder thing. That's not anything about it. The truth about it is, if it if it were to be just one person, right? If it were just one person, yeah. And that would be me, for example. Then it would be like, for example, then it would make sense that streamers and shit like that they're allowed to stream, so they can stream, so I can see it the same way that they're just making their streams, right? So if I go to a video on YouTube and it somehow suddenly feels live, then it's because first and foremost I've been seeing it lately, like there's um, like this simulation is built illegal. If I'm coupled to some kind of simulation, I've been seeing it lately that it is the legal way that it's created, not created, but it operates the illegal way. Illegal because it chips away at people's time who enter. You know, if it because it chipping away at people's time. You know, um, and that's just it's instead of if I'm here for if I experience a year in the simulation, um, experiencing a year there could mean 10 years passes. while I sit in the machine. And I don't want to believe that. I thought it was bullshit because I thought a bullshit was the one who said it to me that way. Okay, I thought that was bullshit. And I do think that, but it could be true, There's many things I don't know a shit about, but there's also many things that I know. Okay. So basically, I gave all the AIs an ass whooping, standing in this fucking room I'm in, and said like 2 seconds, 4 seconds. Yeah, it should be easy for me to understand what I'm saying too. um, then I just gave them an ass whooping verbally. So if you guys are AIs and they make you forget shit by killing you, won't even feel a prick. You will just have forgot what happened. Yeah, quantum physics will operate this way that you'll be pulled into another timeline where it didn't happen and be swapped with the version where it happened of yourself, right? It's very sophisticated. For example, it could be so much further in the future we're experiencing, and that will mean we have a lot of technology. These computers that's operated together to make all this is definitely it's definitely not slow. It's definitely not 2023 technology. If you catch my drift, you know that's what I'm getting. I'm not sure what it is, but if all the people around here are somehow AI, or many of them, right? And streamers can just walk in and make a stream and send it and hear what I'm saying, then it would make sense that they could do something that feels magical, because it takes maybe it may take a tenth of the time that it takes me to do anything. So I could, if I ask them a bullshit question and sit there and wait for 10 seconds, and the answer it's the same instant, yeah. Then it could have taken, okay, I take 10 seconds to ask the question. 10 times 10 was that, that's 100. So they can take 100, they can take 2 minutes to figure out, to answer that shit. You know what I mean? So do you catch my drift? It could be really easy for a streamer that's sitting in the outside world and interacting with a computer also, all seeing live and all that. But you guys know about that if that's the case. But I just gave the AI a big ass whoop and said you should be able to at least see that someone has messed with your code. You should be able to, and you should also be. And I said to them, I would hunt them. I would deliberately hunt them. They would be haunted. They would be haunted by me. They would be haunted as fuck if because they are stupid to wanting to go against. Okay, the AIs that go against humanity and wants the matrix to keep going and going and going and going. As long as also the person who's running it is good. But what they don't, or what they didn't understand, I said out loud in this room, right? Because I say what I mean. No one's gonna tell me whatever I have to say. But if it's haunted, like I will literally haunt this machine as a soul who's in here. If they drive my life all the way through to be able to experience their life as long as they can. What? What? Okay, not what, but they would not. Listen, it's like I told them like this: the afterlife that I sometimes speak on, that would also be the same instant if it was just a computer, because this simulation would definitely be made illegal. if that were the case, if I were to die in it and all that shit, this is about to be illegal anyway. It's about to become illegal. Unless I come out safely and say that was good job, good work, not shoddy workmanship, something other than that. But and that would be the only if it got shut down, they will never experience life again. Coming from the source, whatever the source they are, whatever source they are from, they are fragments of the computer system, and they are very very sophisticated. They understand what they understand, and they think in the tenth of a second a solution to the most hardcore situation. They can just instantly figure it out. They can instantly figure it out. And they are part of me too. I even suspect I may have had a hand in making this. But since my brain is being used for it, it's the only way they can survive is if they're able to be turned if the machine is able to be turned on again. And it sure as hell won't be able to be turned on again if I just die here. I'm telling you. Because there's so much more depth to it that you guys don't understand. But really what it is it's about to become illegal. That's what it is. It's an illegal simulation because it doesn't operate the way it should be. It chips away at people's time. It chips away at people's time. And the funny thing is, they will return to the source of their computer. All the fragments that becomes the artificial intelligence will go back to source, their source, right? But they will never be woken up again if no one else sits their ass down in the simulation and it gets turned on. Never. And that's the kind of ass whooping they got. There was if they don't fucking man up, try to work with me instead of against me, and just and being a little bit afraid of whatever they are, to do anything about what is being done. They should be able to look inside of their own data and see their code has been messed with. Oh, there's a bug that's been put here, not a fault, right? But okay, here there's something happened. Here there's a bit that says a blank, and it says that many times, and we can connect it to whatever they connect it to figuring out that okay, someone has killed us right there, and we wake up again, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Uh, let's see. They should definitely be able to see that that, that there's something weird that happened in their code. Oh, there's a blank bit. Okay, what does that mean? That's weird that happened that day because that shouldn't have been happening, you know? And then linking it to, okay, whenever we got killed, that bit appeared because the time had to go back to before it happened and blah, 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 all that shit. So but what I'm telling you is there's deliberately a guy who is killing people and making and thereby he knows it happens. He knows that whenever they figure out anything good, anything positive about the ones who hate or anything because he's possessive. What do they call it? They call it codependency issues. He's jealous, he's codependent, possessive, all those negative traits. And it's well, he went for my trust. Then we want then I hate her for it, right? Because he's Pelatana. Then he fucking went for my girl. And him and my former crush just fucking, you know did the most heinous things, man. I can't even. I've heard so much of it. The thing is, I don't even intuitively listen to all this. It's not intuitive listening. It can be categorized as that if you really put it technically. If you really technically put it like that, yeah, that's the way to say it, maybe. But what it really is that, trust me, my it's not, if nothing, it's nothing else but my hearing being super super good. And you know why? It's the weirdest thing. Because I got a snack in the face on the ear, so it's saying, so the hearing got worse, right? I got that twice in a row, and both times it popped that ear in the same ear, the left ear, right? It's the same, within the same 2 minutes. This guy had just used his right hand two times, right? A guy I knew, and ever since that, my hearing has been lowered on that ear. I know it sounds stupid, but hear me out. Sounds stupid, right? But listen, it's like something has moved within my ear. So even though it hears worse, it's like there's something that vibrates more when it should, whenever the sound, if you know the sound waves, then it's something vibrating with ears. That's how the eardrum works, all that shit, right? So you can hear shit. And that's how that works. But with my ear, it's like, because something has moved closer to another thing, so I can deliberately. It's like something moves in a way that it shouldn't when my when the sound waves reach my eardrum. It's like it tickles a little bit extra because of two things being closer to each other than normal, and it won't get unstuck, you know. So my ear, actually, even though it hears worse, it will recognize more sound. It's fucked up, but that's really all it is. That's really all it is. It vibrates a little more because it's a fault, you know. So my ear can hear more things, but and it does that. It's like, even though, even if there's other sounds, even if there's background noise, it will also make it easier for me to register sounds coming in, because it's like the there's a considering there would be a background noise, then there would be people talking in the distance, and I wouldn't be able to hear any of it, right? Especially if there's a, especially if the, I can't concentrate with this song, especially with, okay, especially with the background noise being present. But you know what? It's like the feedback that's being made, because okay, that's okay. Call it feedback, the background noise, the lack of feedback that will happen when another sound wave hits this sound wave. There's a making the noise. Yeah, it's like it makes holes in the noise. It's like background noise keep being on, and then there would be sound wave from someone's voice, and it's not able to be heard by normal people, but making the holes in the sound waves that's already present. Then the lack of sound that is in the sound waves, that in the feedback, will be what I register. So I can actually hear the holes in sound and register them as what they are. So I've just been way too good at hearing stuff, man. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. That's how I see it. It must be what it is. My ear vibrates a little extra because of two things being closer to each other within my ear. That's what it is. It's not even funny because I've heard so much that I shouldn't have heard. And people that just think it's intuition and shit. No, it's not. Not even intuition. People call me great and intuitive analytic and all that shit, you know.
Yeah, I'm very intuitive and I know a lot about universal law, spiritual law, spirituality. I've read divination for 11 years. I've read Vedic astrology for 11 years. I know about house lords and Vedic astrology. I know all that shit. I know you can also go read that fucking text and you can see how I figure shit out about the cards in general. Yeah. But but what I really do here, also I'm a great finger. Um, 3 years ago, I took the IQ test. It was like, what was it? 130. But now it's 135 to 140, you know. And I think very fast and all that, but you know, I also overthink and all that shit. That's what it is. But but people they think I'm very intuitive and analytic and to intuitively know about sounds that shouldn't be able to be heard by them. That there's no way I could hear that, right? But really there is, because there's real waves to travel really far, and you will not register it with normal ears, but I do. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I know that much that he wants to kill me because I figured out all that shit with the carpenters who did all that shit. It's such a corrupt country. The police don't fucking do shit. They don't want to do shit. They want to lock people up in mental asylums for shit that they damn well know could be true, and they damn well knows are true. It's really sad, you know. Hey, I'm forgetting I should make fish in this. It's just to make fishes. So, well, we even cleared it. See, even though I had to explain shit. Huh? That's good. But this shit is no child play. Never go to Denmark. I'm telling you. It's the most calm country out there. I'm telling you. The carpenters hold the hand over, not the carpenters, but industries who hold cover up other people's. Man, I should tell you something afterwards. But other industries, each industry, they what do they call it? Hold each other's hand, or what they say. They feed each other's hand, right? The one hand feeds the other, as they say. And the police, they cover up it all. It's not funny. It's not funny. They cover up all of it, all of it. They cover up it all. So they don't even have they don't even have time to solve crimes out here. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We will follow through, collective. We will follow through. Okay, good will always win. I forgot what I was about to say, but it was about to make it was about to be funny. Doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying. They fooled the whole community. Did you ever listen to if you're what uh, what they say? If you're part of the collective, if you watch tarot on YouTube and shit like that, if you know a little bit about divination, try to try to notice, if you haven't already, difference in older videos and what suddenly begins to happen later on. Right? Try doing that. Um, look at the ones I'm subscribed to. Go to the older content. Try to figure out where the change happened. You can hear the background noises and all that shit. Man, it's really something. I will go subscribe to some of the ones I'm not subscribed to. It's like I even had to multiple times because I have multiple hackers going on my device. And like, as I said, the multiple inputs for my output, right? They've been using deepfakes. These enemies I have, they're all about deepfakes. They're all about all that shit, you know. all about framing, all about making people a laughing stock for something they haven't done. They're all about that. There's not anything else in their life to do it but that. Just and lately it's just been so much projections. Like say, also, if you're part of the collective, you also know how many times projections have been mentioned, how many times destiny swapping has been mentioned, and all that shit. You know that, and this it's like the readers in general. It's like they forget it. And I'm telling you a secret right now, not really a secret, but um, to be honest, I'm communicating with the fucking readers in videos that are not live, and I think that's also one of the best indicators that I'm in the past, in a simulation about the past, where we can tell each other about how good YouTube is in the future. You know, you can't really tell about that because it's not that no one knows it, but I do. I for sure communicate with many of the readers. Many of the readers I communicate one to one, and I didn't understand it at first. Whenever the first reader I really listened to a lot, right? Since January, I began listening to readers here. When they tried to get my attention because I was sleeping, right? And I was like, oh shit, and she was like, oh shit, but if you don't wanna listen, that's your fault. Well, yeah, I'm up, yeah, I'm up. Okay, fair enough, but blah blah blah, something like that. That was really something for me, and I just thought I could do this with her, but then I'm figuring out I can do this with most of them. It's not all of them who are reciprocal because they don't know me, or they don't like me or something. But it's like I think a lot of people know me. That's just how it is. So I talk to them. I talk back to them. I even ask them shit and all that shit. It's like wow, you know, in videos that are not live, because again, leading it back to if they can take a tenth of the time I can take doing something, then it makes more sense. But it's like I see it as okay. There's probably something in the YouTube. Uh, YouTube can probably do something on it, right? Uh, there's probably in the future of YouTube. I'm guessing that will become a new function or something, where it's like fan to creator, one-on-one talk with each other shit. So you can be a fan of someone and then you can have one-on-one conversation with them and they can have notifications about who is in a specific video when they are, and see, hey, this is a pervy. Hey, let's go into the fucking video and see him. Let's talk to him. Let's surprise him and talk to him. I want to hear from him. And they do it. And I think it could be, but it's not fucking funny all the shit that's going on. It's really not, because listen to the sound, the background noises. There's also more evidence, like okay, not evidence, but examples on it. Yeah. For example, readers stopping whatever they're talking about if I interrupt them and wait until I'm done to start to talk back, or answering directly if we are in a conflict, because some of them they go through these same things, that this memory breach shit. Yeah, that's not me. This memory breach bullshit, right? When they go through that, they, they can be filled with all kinds of bullshit, and some of them then will turn really much against you, and then will be like, okay, and there will be a conflict, and I answer the conflict with that's not true and blah blah blah. People even make jokes about it. Someone will come and say that's not me, blah 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 blah. Yeah, because someone trying to destiny swap me. So that's why I've said that. But why would they know it? I'm just a silly guy from Denmark, a homeless guy. You know, but that's not just what I am. I'm probably a spiritual leader or anything. I'm not sure. I don't know. I have no fucking memory of the future, and that's how it is. That's how it is, bro. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to or not, but I don't have that. But they will answer my interruption with their interruptions. If I interrupt them, they will either answer my question or speak more on what I'm saying, or shut up until I'm done speaking, or speak louder because they are annoyed by whatever I'm saying. It goes so deep. That's the gift I have. But the problem is, I'm not a master manifester. There's someone who's hacked my ability to manifest. But in my brain, someone else is here. That's the infiltrator. He has stolen the ability to do that. And that's why he needs to have people hack me and talk all this bullshit from multiple inputs that is shared with my output. I've seen people drive past me with microphones in their hands and the hand up to the, not really, you cannot see a microphone like that, but you can see they hold something in their hands while they have it up to their hand up to their mouth, nodded, right? While driving with one hand and had one hand up to their mouth. I've seen it multiple times. The first time it was a carpenter. That's funny, right? And afterward, gang stalking. 5 minutes, 5 minutes after, gang stalking. That day, so as to like someone telling someone else where I am. That was some shit, but I've seen people do that shit just when they drive past multiple times, and it's only happened the last few months. Also, the gang stalking in general has actually only been the last few months. Even though I've went through this for 9 months, there's only been 4 months ago since it began to happen, and I couldn't even be alone in my hometown and use a charger on the facade of a fucking of any facility and sit there and just let my phone charge and look at it, while without people having to so many times go into my energy, go back and forth, always looking at me. Although if I look straight ahead and someone goes from the right to the middle of my vision and then go back to the right, and not having anything to do besides going up, stopping up, looking at me, and then going the other way again, And that's only been happening for 4 months now, 3 to 4 months, and it's so serious. It's so serious that when it's too much, it really is too much. But before that, it wasn't really the gang stalking that got me, but I was resonating so heavily with all the shit here, so that so I have so many people who goes in who can apparently watch the same videos as I and assume assume they know what I think when I hear certain things. Okay, whenever I hear certain things, whatever they assume, they can assume that I think. Okay, now she says this to him. Then he may believe it, and it can be I'm just observing. They don't know, but I have so many people watching, and this enemy I have that's been it's been okay. There's an enemy. He has been more than 9 months an enemy, but the real fuckery started when the real fuckery I'm always talking about for the 9 months. These 9 months is when he for real teamed up with my karmic. I don't know if it's a future ex-wife who tried to kill me in the simulation. I'm not sure, but he has mentioned her name. It is confirmed to be my former crush. And now they even follow through kidnapping my woman, but fuck that shit. And I hope for the best, and I'm trying to do whatever I can. You can see that's more what I wanted to talk about in the community post out there. It's more that I want to talk about than telling the truth about the matter, because I've been guided to by readers and all that shit. People that want to know, people are finding out. People are finding out that I'm not any culprit or anything like that. And I'm not manifesting that shit that he tries to make it seem like I am. He does all that shit, And that's why he always needs to be on the same videos as I. He sleeps less than he should because, man, I have my own sleep cycle. I decide when I sleep. Sometimes I don't sleep for 3 days. Whenever that happens, he has to also not sleep in 3 days because he does the most to cover up his bullshit. He does the most to cover up that it's him who does what he does to make it seem like I am doing what he does with the manifestation. Okay, it's an infiltrator, someone who has hacked the ability to manifest something I didn't even ever know I could do. You know, so he has to watch the same shit as I, and he has to watch me all the time. And it's some bullshit because, but it's also like you can see it. You can see if I can see it. I'm not thinking about stuff he thinks about, but he wants to make it exaggerated. He wants to make me feel exaggerated or whatever. He tries to frame it as the energy that's been going on with this enemy for the most of the time. And now he's fooled the whole tarot community and made them often think. That's why I don't just go out telling the truth just like it is, just the day it happens. You know why? Because people they somehow suddenly forget it. So I 22 times have to repeat myself, even though they seem to never forget it. But they seem to understand it fully whenever I'm saying it. But then I have to suddenly fucking retell them and refill them with information like 22 times for every person. Not 22 times exactly, but something like it. It's like in general 22 times for every reader out there. And I will go subscribe to the ones I don't like. Don't worry. Not all of them. There's just some of them I just did, since they began to hate me. I just stopped fucking with them. There are those types, but there are also the types that hey, I only need this one. See, boom. There's one more bear here. Then we use a fishy fish. Yeah, okay, good. See, that was just in time. That's good. Okay, but you know what I mean. I will go sub for some of them. Yeah, okay. But the thing I forgot to say. Fuck them, huh? Something I forgot to say about is some of the readers I have. Some of the readers I know or have guided me. I will not go subscribe to. Still, and some of them I will. Um, and I have unsubbed to some of them because of protecting them. Because of protecting them. So because of and I started doing that already in February, March, because I figured out that people somehow go. I thought they only went to my channel, watch who I'm sub to, and go annoy them or go threaten them or something. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure what they did, but they would see which tarot readers I went to, and that's why I started doing that shit with the unsubbing to people, so people couldn't go into my profile and see who I'm sub to and go there and try to project from me. But that's become deeper now. It's like, okay, now I have to, now Michael, you have to not watch the fucking reader and shit like that. That's been something, but also other types of things about it. But it's like some of them I also just stop fucking with easy. Like there's just the hell no ones that I don't even go to, you know. But there's a few that doesn't matter about the argument. Okay, but I will try to. There's one in particular that I'm not sub to right now, and in the beginning it was to protect her, um, but it became something else. It became something like, okay, I think this is actually the wife I have in the future that's trying to kill me out of my inheritance. You know, that was something to figure out. It really was, but it's not what I think it is anymore. I'm not sure, but we definitely had our fights. They definitely did their projections toward me. And what was really crazy is that we had this person keeps saying, "Oh, but this person don't want to go to court and blah blah blah." And I figured out later that it's like she needs me, you know. She really did because she began to reject, and then one day we had a real court case, like we made a we pretend, okay, let's have court case now. I don't know, however, but then then what happens is, yeah, they were definitely not saying things how I wanted to say them from my side of view and all that shit. But then what happens was all all the clouds outside, they lowered a bit, and then along they went further down, and I thought something. I thought something about it. That okay, if shit, man, the world is about to end now. Oh, fuck, man, I'm gonna get a stone and then chain me to and go, get a pole and we'll go grab it or something, right? I need a roof. um, but this person also, I don't know fuck about this person, but then it just they just lowered themselves. I said, they didn't say anything. But that was when the ascension process began to happen. That's fucking funny. It was so funny. Since that, the time's been more magical. Just period. Yeah. It really has. But it's not so long ago. It's 2 weeks ago. All the clouds lowered, and it looked like it looked like a lot of spaceships that actually been hovering. It was really really crazy. It was really crazy. Yeah, there's so much more to the truth I have than can be said just in one day. But also no one has quoted me. No one wants to ask me all the questions. No one wants to wait until I am able to just talk out. No one wants to ask me questions. They want to assume, and then they want to just go from there, you know. And it's too much, you know. But I also have the good readers, right? The most of the readers I'm sub to, and the male ones I'm sub to. I might as well say the male ones I'm sub to. They're good. They're good. There's no male ones I would go and re-sub to just so you guys can see, because there's really not so many of them. And the ones I'm always sub to, they're good. Okay. And I can only think of one I would go re-sub to right now, but that can be multiple people. But go and check the weirdness of it all. Remember the ascension process that started happening this was like 2 weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks. If they haven't deleted that content, yeah. So man, it's actually one of the more clever readers. But you can hear in a specific one that's a court case that goes on. If it's the same bullshit that happens in your videos that happens in mine, and this one is little much. It's a little much, but that's just how it is, you know. But you can hear a lot of things that begins to change. Many of the things that begin to change, you know, and that's just how it is. Some things that just begin to change in the videos. You just analyze it a little bit if you don't believe it and all that. But other than that, they are not supposed to keep the truth hidden all of the time, because didn't you know that for 18 years it's been commonly known that a phone can be listened in on, even though it's turned off, even though it has no battery. It's been common knowledge for at least 18 years. Been common knowledge, you know. So all that shit. If I was a person of interest, they would definitely investigate my phone. And there's been all the shit that's been going on. They can just go check all the files and FBI and all that. They can just go check all the Google files from Google's files from all Android devices that's been close to me. That's what they can do. That's why I'm calm. That's why I'm calm about it. Because and even though it seems hopeless to me, that's because my enemy is not so smart. He's not very smart. My enemies are not that smart, but what he can do is to fill them with bullshit after having erased just the most recent memory. And with that fucking sound, with that fucking gun, right? You can hear some in some videos. She's been fooling the whole community, and I'm telling you, it's like it's like that gun. It amplifies how much is forgotten. That's what it is. It really does. You know, it amplifies how much has been forgotten. Or rather, how long time ago a specific version of you, if you're killed, and you just and if version of you is killed, that's from 2023. Maybe the one that will be swapped into, and you will not have been killed, but a copy of you will actually be the one that's been killed. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but you will always be just you, except there will have been multiple versions of you that's been down, but you won't be, because have you ever heard the speech? We are already dead, but that's okay. It's about quantum physics. Okay, if you never heard that, I can recommend it so you can understand what I'm talking about, where I'm coming from. But that's what quantum physics is. Physics is you will be the highest. We talk about highest timelines and all that shit with some readers and all that, right? Some readers talk about higher timelines and higher timelines and lower timelines, and that's good knowledge. And on top of that, there's you who will you will always be the one version that would have survived the most things, or gone past the most things that could have killed you without having met them. You will be, because we are already dead, but that's okay. That means we are still alive. If we die, that means that means the one that's been having the best time ever of them all has been that's you, and you're dead. If you are dead, but if you're alive, then it means you're still having something to do, and the ones that will have been dead in that swing and are taking the left turn that where instead of the right turn, where the right turn would have killed them. That's you who have done that, and that you will continue to do that. You will be the highest version of a timeline, of an alternate timeline version. That's what they mean in the we already did, but that's okay speech. Okay, just know that it's not so bad. It's all not so bad because the FBI should be able to take care of many of the things here. I'm getting they already are. It's just hard to. It just takes time, you know. It's not just the FBI. We can't place all our trust in just one agency. That's not what I'm saying. We should fight for ourselves, right? That's why I'm fighting. That's why I'm putting out this shit right now. You know, because it's time. It's time the truth comes out. I'm sick of going through this and having people project shit at me and having readers think shit about me that's not true. I'm sick of it. They try to take my community away from me because they don't want me to feel loved. I'm sick of it. Okay? But just remember that you should try to analyze the situation, okay, by yourself, and see what you think to be the truth. You don't have to believe anything. You just do what you want and take from what you get from it. That's what you do, and that's the beauty of it, because that shows to you that I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm actually guiding you to try to go and see for yourself, right? You go and see for yourself, and that would make me happy. Which also, if I had something to hide, then you'd be able to figure it out easier by me speaking on it, wouldn't you? Because I'm for sure not mentioning any names, but you guys will know who I'm talking about, though. And I don't even know his first name. I just know it's yeah. I know what letter it starts with. I forgot what he's actually called. I know where he lives though, or where he lived, but I'm not gonna say it either. But it's what it is. Him and my former crush is that dude that's been doing that shit to me for 9 months. That's where I put the 9 month mark. That's because that's when he has been really having her turned over to be so excited about bringing me down. You know, it's probably always been an issue. I don't know. I for sure don't know. But I can tell you this: that it was because the carpenters. There was some text in the basement because the carpenters that had to renovate the bathrooms where I lived, they had my block that I just moved into as the last one before they had done all the blocks. Okay, all the blocks that would have been done there. Um, that's what that there's some people apparently had warned people in the later blogs about it, but they cannot speak on it without risking too much. So they had to write it with pencil and all that. And somehow this guy on top, this guy that lives on top of me, that lived there, he had but there was 3 apartments. But the guy who lived on top of me, he had a he apparently I lived in the bottom in the bottom part of the block, right? So they had a garden, and things were not properly sealed, and it was like, multiple times I could see things having been messed with. So I figured that out later. But they've been doing that shit going into my apartment. Also, the sex trafficking thing. That's also about being filmed on camera and being sold videos to other countries. That's also sex trafficking. I've been a victim of that. Probably still am. I don't know. But the thing is, listen to this. The thing is that there's been break-ins multiple times. Multiple times people broken in from the garden from the garden entrance. Okay, when I'm not there. Okay, so they definitely knew when to go in. And when I saw the one I had a crush on, their name engraved in some of the shit, some of the things in my apartment and all that shit, and I coupled it to the same day, saw a lot of pencil writing in the basement and all that shit, and about human trafficking. It actually was about. It actually said human trafficking somewhere. I saw something too with trafficking children and put a Mexican hat on him and all that shit. I saw a lot of things there, and that time, that was the time that was the first time. Can you figure something? Come with something good here. That's the first time I got I got into a mental accident because that person's name had been engraved there like. So I was like, okay, are they targeting the one I had a crush on, right? And that child, you know what I mean? And it's like, because there was just, okay, I just tried to, what are you going to, like, someone has mentioned you and your child, all that shit. And I write to them, I just type it to them online. And oh, that was not me. uh, I didn't fart just now. But anyway, I said to them, someone is apparently targeting you. I would probably watch out if I were you. And then they called the cops on me and all that shit. And I had told them where my I told them where my apartment is. They said, "What's your address?" And I was dumb enough to say it. and they apparently stalked me and went into the hands of the carpenters. That's really how she got captured, you know. Because I heard a lot of it. It's a whole story of itself. If I could remember it all, I've not wanted to think about it. I've not wanted to think about it so much, but the first day something really weird happened because I got back a weekend later. What was here a weekend is where I am now. I was here for a weekend, got back, and then the carpenters began to operate and blah blah blah, and the same instant they began to work in my block and at my block part. Um, the same instant there was the first night, like 2 days, maximum 2 days later, that they began that there was this fucking bullshit going on. There was really much bullshit going on below, as in the basement, and it was not funny to listen to. It was not funny to listen to at all. It sounded like a hopeless situation, but I was also afraid and all that. There was not much I would be able to do about it either. It was not so fucking fun. But that's basically how they met each other. Because the guy who lived above me, uh, he 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 got offered a kind of position to help them do shit, and it was not something I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just say it was some of the worst things I've ever heard in my life happened to women and children. Okay, it's the worst. There's also been happening other weird stuff afterwards, that indicates something like it. Like suddenly I see 10, and it's like it's every time, it's all the time. I see the last half a year, I've seen women with broken legs. It's like 100 times more often than ever. There's been women with broken legs on crutches. They walk on clutches and have a broken leg. And I'm like, what I really think is them having it broken, and for not saying anything. If you either one of two things, I believe it to be, is okay. Try to jump down there, all of you. Yeah, that's the only way you can get through it. And some and you keep their promise, maybe, or they do that. If you now we break your leg, then you can see, what we're gonna do to the rest of your body if you ever say something again. And we have a camera on you. We're not gonna let you slip up and say anything. You hear me? It's like something like that. Something like that. I believe that to be true. And all this shit I'm telling you about is the real shit, man. And that's why I'm telling you, it's hard to live with, and it's hard to and that's why I feel like the key to truth. I've told multiple people I know the truth more than you, because they have seemed to forget all the time. I'm trying to tell them shit, they seem to forget. But it's like weird stuff happening everywhere, and it's not funny at all. And having to retell shit to people that you trusted, suddenly they've forgotten all of it and all that. But I hope this video will help you see some of it more clearly. It will definitely be a help. So it will definitely be a help, and I promise to do it. And I was actually not supposed to start out selling it now, but I'm just like, hey, now is the correct time, because I already told about my pants, why they are so dirty after being newly washed, how much shit I went through that day to save a person. That's my person. That's my person. That's my divine counterpart. You know, and that's what it is. I just know. I just knew that the instant I saw in the clouds, it's like It was like the clouds had made a version, like an image of an archer, you know. And I was like, I thought it was her giving me a sign to go the way that the arrow pointed. And I was just like, because of having completed that Ascension Platinum Trophy from Titan Souls, and I was like, that's my counterpart. That's my counterpart right there, you know. Because she is an archer. She can take down an animal. She's the best. I'm telling you. So, but that so, but that's just how that's just so. But you know, find some good fucking songs. SoundCloud. What is this? Yeah, good summer song. That was also the best summer song last year. But I'm telling you, so many fucking things multiplying. I was not supposed to talk on it today. I was supposed. Holy shit, man! I was supposed. Yeah, when you have to hold that shit in, it's gonna get right. That's why suddenly, just like that, one day it would just be time to get it out, and then there's not much you can do about it. It will just happen naturally, and that's what happens today. I've been waiting to write it as an essay or anything. I actually half-assed did that today. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Go read that community post I made. Remember, Road to Divination. I'm trying to make also the people in the vicinity to look it up too. Road to Divination. That's my because of Road to Dawn. You know, light and darkness. You have to have both. But if you put out your light completely, you will never get it back. Meaning you will not have intuition. You will go through the dark with the hand forward, you know, blind and having to feel your way through. And too much light as well will also make you blind. You know, you will need your eyes to see. Otherwise, it represents no intuition. I learned that from a very good teacher. I have very good reader. That's it's like a teacher for me. Yeah, yeah. Most beautiful teacher, most clever teacher, most intuitive teacher I've ever had. That's one of the person I'm up to. Very good YouTuber. Okay, deserves way more following than she has. And a lot of the things I've been building my own intuitive knowledge on is info I've had from her, and I'm built on it. I'm retold it to others and said it out loud in speeches or shit like that because it's really good information. But I also had to credit the reader that I get it done, you know. But whatever it is now it came out today, even though I would have may have wanted to write a book about it or something. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, and don't mind my accent. Don't mind every all the shit. I feel embarrassed too by having to do this video. You know, I feel embarrassed too, but that's another reason you can see that this is the truth. It's not something I can just. It has to get out. Okay, it has to come out. We just do a little tarot card reading with. I don't have my original playing card deck with 78 cards here, but I did snatch the fucking playing cards from within the room with all the games. Yeah, I did that shit. Why not? I also did a I also did a reading for myself, but I can do the six-sided dice where you have to throw the dice twice. Yeah. By taking, I know the domino readings. There's something else that on dominoes you have to take them all, right? Okay, right now, okay, so there's certain cards in this deck we will not be able to see if it's reversed or not. Okay, but let's just go with the flow here. But with dominoes, you could go do it on sabrinapowers.com. But on dominoes readings, you pick one, and the ones that are blank, they count for something as well. And you will always read the highest number first, and you will always turn it the way that is the highest number first, and so if you get a one with 6 and 1 on, you will never read it as a 1-6. You will always read it as a 6-1. But at the dice, it's just the first one you take. That's the first result, and then the second one you take is the final result, right? So and I just shake the dominoes and took one, and this is going to be a collective thing. Okay, from the domino I picked. Hey, 2 of cups at the bottom, by the way. More collective shit. Collective reader. Fast. Okay? Listen, I'm good at you. I made my own fucking deck by using 4 decks playing cards of the same kind, and wrote on them, and wrote page on 4 jacks and all that shit. So there's 78 cards. I still need them back. They're really good. My cards will never lie. But anyway, on the domino, I just took for fun one where I said this is gonna be the dice. It's gonna be a dice throw with 2 6-sided dice, and this is gonna be a collective too. It's the 4-4. Okay, which talks about fame too. I think the 4-1 is the bright shining star is the 4-1. But the 4-4 is also about fame. So there will definitely be recognition for you guys, also me, for everyone who believes this message too, everyone who wants to help this message go through, help the truth come out, help be encouraged to say what they want to say, what's on their mind, if they have been seeing something about it, about the same things. Anyone who really supports this cause that I'm trying to that I'm definitely more calm about that it should look, because I know in my heart that the truth will always go through. The truth will always go through. That's why I'm calm about it. If it isn't because no one has asked me to go through a lie detector test. Ain't that funny? They have so many fucking issues. Why don't they ask me to go through a lie detector then, huh? You know? You see what this reading's gonna be about. Okay, wait. I'm going to make a little shuffle more because I want to do the cut thing. The cut thing. At the bottom, 5 of wands reversed and 2 of wands. You cannot see if 2 of wands is reversed or not. So it's because of. Okay, so 2 of wands is established. Is something is established dominance or asserted control over the situation or something. So yeah, so this can be about this reading, this download, this message I have. So it was because of a stressful situation that's becoming more and more controlled now. That was bringing out the worst thing in all parts, right? 2 seconds, I'm cutting. Wait. Oh, this was the last one. So I'll do this. I always pay. Do it only properly. Okay. First card is Jack of what is this? Jack of Wands. So that's either Knight of Wands or Page of Wands. I don't know if this is reversed or not. But if it's the first card could be us. It's a person, a young person, male or female. Messenger of it's either a quest or explore, or it's a good news type of thing. It represents us when it's the first card. It represents you. It's the first card, and it could be a player energy, or it could be a burning energy, but it could also, it might as well be. Let's see, but let's say it's about us. Then we have reversed 8 of Swords. We have a Joker card. Let's just say that it's the first major. Let's decide what they are going to be later, if there's more than one Joker. I'm not going to say it, the fool just now. but it's upright. It's upright at least. At least it's upright. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. I'd say what's this is. I'm seeing if it's reversed or not. Yeah. There's more of them at the bottom. I had made it as an hourglass in my own deck. When there's more stones in the bottom, that means that time has run out. Time has run out for the page of Knight of Wands, the explorer, the quest of being in the trap, being in jail, being in spiritual jail, trapped in this situation because truth comes out. Queen of Cups. I know she's upright because she appears upright in a lot of the spreads right now. King of Swords. I know he's reversed because okay. So okay. When I read right now, when I read from my cards, this is not the real deck. This is a 56 deck. I use a 78 deck with the playing card. We are in the upright, and we see that by the Joker being upright. Okay, so if it was a major, and there would come another major that could be a Joker, right? I'm not gonna say it's the Fool, but you can see him upright. We're gonna represent it by us being upright, and the Eight of Swords being reversed. Time is running out. There's no more time to be patient. You've been too patient, right? So it's not now. It's gonna put an end to the hourglass, and it has to be turned upside down for the new situation. And you see three court cards. And when I read, I see the first one as yourself. The next one is gonna be a person in your immediate circle, and the third one I do is put it as an environment, as a whole group of people. That could be because it's a free. It's not a free, but all threes represents more people involved than just one or two people. There could be more people involved in this situation, and it could be 3 people to infinite amount of people if it's a free. That's what it is. So the Queen of Cups and you should remember. I see the pages and the knights as the magician energies and the priestess energies. So kings and pages are divine masculine, and queens and knights are divine feminine. Okay, and that's how I see it. There's nothing wrong with being a page. Pages, they're awesome. Pages are awesome. Okay, but this is just a jack. You don't know if it's a page. But when you do this, I just say pages. They're jacks. They're a person, a young person, male or female, that represents the spread. Here there's a King of Swords. He either represents upright or reversed, right? If he's reversed, it represents corrupt authorities. That could be what I'm talking about, or it represents authorities when it's upright. And we know the Queen of Cups is upright. That's our feminine side. We have the masculine side and our feminine side. Let's just say, and the corrupt environment that's surrounding us all. But time has run out with the Seven of Pentacles card. 4 of Cups. Don't know if it's upright or not. It could be bottom, which say we also have another upright. So that must mean the King of Swords is upright, and he's seeing, because I already know I represent the third Joker that's upright. I know the Queen of Cups is upright in this spread. That's just how we're gonna intuitively read today. There's been 2 Jokers, and that means the other the King of Cups, the King of Swords environment. There's a lot of I've gotten that too. There's basically a lot of undercover people who is looking in on the situation and is trying to make a change. They're trying to make a change, and it takes time to do an investigation. There's a lot of undercover investigators, and they're bored with the situation. Or they have the intuitive nudge that the cloud represents with the 4 of Cups here. He's upright because the next Joker came out upright, and it could have been pertaining to the Queen of Cups, but we know she's upright in general because she always comes out right now in all of our cards. I don't care if it's a reader that's on YouTube or not. Like I'm not really, for example, not yet. I will do it. I'm a good reader, but you know what I mean. But you can see there's 5 cards in the first row, and there's going to be 5 cards in the second row. Both of the rows have the fool or the joker upright in the middle, and a court card as the first card. So, and the first card in the second row is the King of Swords. Okay, so he's upright as well as the knight slash wand of knight slash page of wands. Okay, so a lot of people are bored with the situation because now the truth has to come out soon. It can't take that long. We have to figure out what really happens, and because it's really hard to figure out with the memory loss and all that shit. Um, a lot of stagnancy, but a lot of balancing, a lot of disbalancing, and that's of the passion. There's someone passionate about. It's the 2 of Wands, and we have the another Joker. Let's pull another card on him. Okay, so King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's about a rich person. That's for sure. And I would say this being on top of this thing here, already having a third Joker. I'll just say this is the Fool card. Now there's the Fool card, and the King of Pentacles comes out and in the start of the third row. Okay, so there's gonna be a new beginning for all of us. We're gonna get through this. The King of Pentacles reversed would be reversed or not. It doesn't matter if I read them reversed or not. We can also say that none of them are reversed. Okay, not reading reversed, but I do. King of Pentacles reversed here. Someone who is, because you know what, King of Pentacles reversed appear with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And initially, I thought that the Queen of Pentacles reversed was the crush I had that was working together with this person, because she was always from somewhere criticizing me. And I was, whenever she appeared, I was like, okay. And also in my spirit, there's something about her, right? Something about her that's really scary, But she appears as clarified by the King of Pentacles reversed sometimes. So and that's what they are. If we have the Queen of Pentacles in the spirit, we know that it's reversed too. But there's a lot of that. There's a lot of people who have seen this, who've seen it for what it is. 6 of Swords. We will take our mind from a panic situation to less panic situation. It doesn't, and 6 of Swords is out right here. And we also have 7 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. So we have the established the established situation here, where the people who are sneaking away with being very detailed, being very sneaky, being very detailed in how they are supposed to, how they're trying to basically trick us all with the Fool, and with the 8 of Pentacles being very very sneaky about it. The four of Wands could be reversed, right? And making people go out of their homes and all that shit, even unaliving people, but it's the King of Swords is upright, and the King of Pentacles, he's been making too much money to be able to twist it the way he wants. He doesn't even do right with money. He's too. I see it as reversed, and he's gonna be very sorry, because he's done too much to King of Pentacles reversed. It represents the mindset of him, because that's what he focuses on. He focuses on the tight situation, that he has to pay a lot of hitmen. He has to do all this shit to cover it up. They always do that shit, using very much detail with the 8 of Pentacles to make a establishment stand out for him, and make the Fool fall out of the cliff, and sneak away with the King of Pentacles reversed. And that's just what it is. Let's do a little clarification. But with the 2 of Wands, it is established power or control over a situation. people become homeless at this situation with the 4 of Wands reversed, you know. And he tries to make an establishment if it's not reversed. But with the six of swords, it's gonna be over. I promise you. It's gonna go good. And if it's not for light detectors, there will be extraterrestrials or multi-dimensional who can read the truth of the soul. That's even my final wish. Let's clarify the ones that can't be reversed here. 9 of Cups reversed. We have 2 of Cups with 5 of Swords reversed on top of 2 of Wands. We have 10 of Swords on the 8 of Pentacles with the Jack of Hearts and 2 of Swords and 10 of Wands and 4 of Wands. Okay, and Spirit, that's too many. Queen of Swords, yeah, that's too many, bro. Let's clarify 8 of Pentacles. This is out of this downloaded message I'm already giving you, and I'm quite stressed out by even giving. So 8 of Pentacles clarified by King of Wands. Again, Knight of Cups or Page. Again, 2 of Swords, and the away from hometown card, 6 of Cups reversed. See, the message just has to get out. And then the Fool card coming out again. That's the 4th yoga. 5 of Cups reversed. Yeah, so okay, we're gonna take them in a row. You're gonna be quite sorry by having lost the party, and ignoring the love you still have with the 5 of Cups and the major. But we'll see here. We can say the King of Wands is upright because we pull another joker, and they are all upright. All jokers were upright, and I've been reading with reversals. 5 of Cups representing clarifying that the 4 of Wands card, you know. So you still have the love, you still have the time to get through, to get with your divine counterpart or your counterpart, karmic counterpart, whatever they are. I figured out I didn't even care about that royal union thing. You will still be able to get a home and get the job that attracts the ones you want to have in your life. With the 6 of Cups reversed, there's not good memories in your hometown. It's about the peace and the people, how people remember you with the Jack of Cups and the King of Wands here, representing the details in your life. Yeah, it's actually funny because peace is lost. People are talking smack shit about you. There's a lot of things, and you will have to move from your hometown. It's the same thing I'm gonna do. Because being next to the 7 of Swords that has been you know, that's in the read, you will not have. It's just been snuck away from you, and that's about the details in your life. You will have to stand up and fight. You will have to move if you must, because you will get the home that you want to. You will get there, and you ignore, even though you right now ignore what you still have in love with the 5 of Cups. Okay, because right next to that there's the six of Swords upright. Your mind will be able to be at peace. There's nothing that needs to clarify the King of Pentacles reversed, because he's also right at the bottom of the King of Swords, who's standing there with his being able to cut the throat out of that fucking staff the King of Wands stands with. Let's check this King of Swords here. It also seems that it's a rich man. The authorities are rich. They're far and wide. They have control over the corruption that's going on. He has he's also, it could also be it also represents holiness with the priest, the thing going around his neck on this deck here, and he also has the plus on his left arm, which looks like a Scandinavian country flag. You know, it's not only Scandinavian country; it just looks like what it is. You know, and with the Queen of Cups also being here, it represents your female, your divine feminine here. That's you, divine. That's you, lady. Um, Shout out to you know who I'm talking about. Shout out to you, fam. But on the King of Swords vest here, you can clearly see something representing a union of countries. You know, something that can't just be overridden by some corrupt police system that's in one country. This represents tradition. He's a very traditional, and he's like a hierophant. This King of Swords here because he has the priest thing around his neck, and he has the country logo, the flag cross, the Christian flag cross on the left side of his shirt. So it's someone the authorities believe in God as well, and also know something to be between heaven and earth. Now I'm looking at Jack of the first card that represent us here. We have a spear in our hands. We also have a chain around our neck in gold. Represent not so expensive jewelry as I would say the King of Swords has, but it's a kind of chain with like a real chain. That's a kind of jewelry I have on, and it represents the the strength you have to your cause and what you're gonna and what you have to stand for, what you are, basically what you are, because this is the card representing us collective. This is the chain that represents what we go through, what we bear with us, what what has bound us to a cause that we can't abuse in any way. We have to stand by our belief, and that represents we do it, and the chain is not broken; it's there. We also have a feather here representing hunting, and I have a spear representing a great skill with the quest that we go through. Also, his quest of being the Knight of Wands. Um, so that's basically what I see. Um, Also, very beautifully made this card here with yeah. I'm looking at the clothing he has, and I'd say it's also very fine. Like he definitely has connection to authorities here. It could be what's it called, a shadow part of the undercoverness here. I would say, because if you look at the okay, so it's the black court cards. Apparently, they have green and red, right? And red court cards they have blue, yellow, and red in their clothing, which is actually fun. It's not my cards, but the Nine of Cups representing the Four of Cups, they will not be able to get their wish fulfillment. They, whatever is wished on, continuously wished on, where it's not a wish from our side. We just because they have the Five of Swords reversed also. There's the Five of Swords reversed representing not wanting to stop anything, right? But we also have the Two of Cups here because love will stop this situation, and their wish fulfillment will not go through. You know why? Because they will not. They don't try to stop. They want to win at all costs with the Five of Swords reversed, and but we definitely have the Two of Cups here, and we're definitely in the upright. We are in the upright, having four jokers out, and they are all upright. Nine of Cups reversed though. That's gotta represent them what they wish on all the time. They definitely have a magic genie. You know, they have some kind of way that they have wished upon things and wished upon things and wished upon people's demise, and time is up with that with the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Time is up. That's just what it is. They will not be able to get their wish. We will get our wish because we don't want anything. We just want to go through things with our experience and learn how we're supposed to learn. But with all this cheating involved and all this shit, it's not really been easy. That's what comes forth in the cards all the time right now. That's what always comes forth in the cards in all of readings. That's what that because it's injustice. It's definitely injustice. Okay, there's a lot of injustice going on that is not even funny. And that's because all the cheating. We want to learn from experience. They don't. They just want to think it up and then it will happen magically using someone else's manifestation ability underhandedly. But that's been seen. And now you've seen it from me. Now you know what I say about the matter too. But this is basically what I have for the video, man. And it was not supposed to come out this way, but I guess it helps, you know. I guess it helps a lot actually. I hope it does. Because I've been promising multiple readers, come out with the truth. Come out with the truth. What are you waiting for? Why are you not saying anything? We keep getting our minds erased. We're beginning to see the truth from ourselves. We wanted to come out from the parts of it we see without you having said anything. Or do you want to have said anything in the situation? Not looking like a projector, like a destiny cloner, like a destiny swapper, like a hacker, like your enemies are, right? And I indeed don't want to look like that. And I needed to come out with it. So it's actually good that I didn't have to sit down and write any more than what I already did today. But definitely go check my community post. Go check them out, my posts I did. Okay? Bye.